Today I'm taking on a challenge that my podcast partner Mordio threw at me, making a whole beat only with 909 sounds.
Homework for Miles now on everyone. We want to see it in the comments, a link. Only drum track.
Only drum track.
Yeah,
okay.
So you just have toms, like what a classic 909 gives you, and then sound design these elements.
Can I actually pull this off and still make something musical? Let's find out. Hi everyone, my name is Kvndra. I'm an electronic musician and live act, and here we are already in the Ableton session, where you can see we only have the 909 core kit loaded. Now the rules are very basic, so I can only use the 909 as a sound generator, but I can use as many effects as I want. So without further ado, let's get going here on the first track. And by the way, I can also duplicate the kit as often as I want. On the first track here, let's get a kick drum going. So just placing some notes on the grid. Here we go, start the clip so that we already have something going. Now, the next thing I want to make, and by the way, a challenge I did for myself is I want to do this really fast because I tend to overthink my music and to work very long on sounds, and today I really want to work fast. So stick with me, we'll be moving quickly. Okay, the second track will be bass. Actually, let me call that so that we don't get confused. This is kick, this is bass. And for the bass, what I want to do is we still work with the bass drum. Let's duplicate it. All right. Now, obviously this sounds horrible right now, but what I want to make is first get a sidechain going. Now, obviously also change the attack time of the kick drum. And now what always is nice is to have some roar on it, because roar really works nicely on basses. Let's get in here. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we go for the new feedback mode. I haven't really tried this one yet. Here. The diode is really good. Maybe, let's try something else. Holy shit. Okay, that gets wild. By the way, on my master track, I have my mastering rack just to keep the levels a little bit in control. If you want to get that rack, I use it for mastering or instant mastering on my live sets all the time. The link is in the video description. So just that you're wondering why we are not clipping here, but actually staying consistent at 0 dB. Let's further work on that. That's maybe a little bit extreme, but that's actually quite nice. Or actually what we can do, maybe we use the shards on the feedback, and here we use something else like the diode. Never mind, let's stick to the shards here as well. Maybe try the diode here, or the tube. Nice. Obviously, we now need to still filter the bass, so let's get an auto filter. And and then some delay and some reverb. I have recently just made a rack for that. It's called Lush Delay and Reverb. It's actually something I use on more melodic sounds, but let's see how it sounds here. Of course, the decay needs to be way down. This one here should be modulated, so let's get here the LFO going as a wave, the sine wave. Definitely make it slower. Down. You can also see how it sounds if we bring the sample maybe 12 semitones down here via the controls menu and now go to transpose -12. Yeah, that's nicer. Alright, sweet. Let's get some additional drums going for hi-hats and other percussion. I'll just call this, maybe let's just call it percussion for now. We'll just keep everything on here. Let's make a MIDI track and let's use a closed hi-hat, most definitely. Obviously very static now, so first thing that we do is to copy over the LFO tool, the shaper that we have here, this one. And I also want to shape the sound a little bit. Shorter decay and definitely give it some attack. And also now here go in. What I like to do is just to randomize the velocities a little bit. Okay, here's the velocity. Let's randomize it. Some good groove. Actually, I think I'll keep it like that. I'll make this a closed hi-hat and now we will work on the open hi-hat. Okay, for now, for this one, we want to go with some open hi-hats like this. But maybe also on this one, definitely work on the sound a little bit. A little shorter. Let's also get some delay going. Let's use again here the Lush Delay and Reverb. Not so much reverb. Clap would also be nice, right? I think the clap out of the 909 is quite nice, the hand clap here, so we can maybe just use it like that. maybe with some additional snare fills in here, like this maybe. But for the snare fills, I want that they have a little bit of chance, so that they're not playing every time. So bring the chance down here slightly, let's say 70%, or let's say 59. Okay, we definitely need to shape the sounds. I don't like this one. This one here is better. I still want to work on it a little bit. So let's get into the sound engine, to the snare drum. Nice. Okay, also what I think would be nice here is some slight reverb. So I'm again using this one here. Put it on here. Yeah, that's obviously way too much. Just very slightly. And now what we can do is also automate here the delay dry wet. Actually, let's make the clip a little longer, like this. And now go in here and start to automate the delay dry wet. Let's see how that sounds. Nice. Now that we have that, let's see what other percussions we can do. Let's actually just work with the rim shot, and what I want to do now is to bring this rim shot to a new track. So I'm just dragging out here the simpler device, and now I have this rim shot here on a new track. I'm copying over the effects so that we have that. Nice. And now we can delete this track, because what we can do now, what I think could be fun, is also play a little bit around with the pitch of the rim shot. So maybe we just use a generative tool. Let's go with polyrhythm. Let's quickly solo that. Let's make it just 3 bars. Duplicate so that we have actually 6 bars. And move some notes around. Nice. All right, I like it, but I think sound design wise we can do a little bit more here. Let's bring up another instance of raw. I've never used the delay mode before, so let's see what we can do here. Oh, nice. shots are a little low, so maybe we just bring them up 1 octave, the whole pattern. Can still work with a filter. Want to automate that very slow and then use LFO on the feedback amount. So that we just hear it very, very slightly. Okay. Also here again for the rim shots, what I would like to do, because they are all hitting at the same velocity, let's randomize the velocity. Bring in a filter. And just make it move around a little bit. For that we are again using here the filter, LFO, sine wave is good. Let's actually do time, why not? Just make it slow. Well, let's try some other filter types. Fuck it, let's go with comb. Bring the sounds a little bit more into the background. Nice. Okay, now I want to make something melodical, which will be pretty tough, but let's give it a try. And what I want to use for that is probably one of the toms. All right. And again, what we will do for this is we go in here, take the low tom, and I'll drag it to a new track. Let's maybe get some kind of ARP going. So let's try something in A minor then, or let's go with a Phrygian is also nice. Let's just draw in a chord. Okay, we definitely need an ARP. Oh god, this will be super wild, but let's see what we can squeeze out of it. Some additional notes here, one here, one here, and let's just see what we get. Oh god, okay, it definitely needs to be faster, and obviously we need to work on the sound very badly. That actually would also be a pretty nice bass. Let's keep it classic. Give it some... Oh yeah, bring the sustain all the way down. We are getting into ARP territory. Let's bring up the pitch a little bit. Definitely modulate here the decay time. Okay, LFO, bring down the depth. The rate can also be a little bit slower. very slowly moving. And maybe actually another LFO on the attack. Yeah, that would also be nice. Or actually, let's use this one. We don't want to waste any time. It's a little bit slower. And definitely create another pattern, because this one here is like very static. Let's duplicate it and have some other notes maybe here on top. Oh, actually we can also play around a little bit with the up settings, because it's just an upwards one. Let's go with here, converge. I'm not 100% sold on that yet. Anyway, let's commit to it now. What we can do is actually use again some effects on this. Nice. Maybe some filter envelope. Maybe bring up some drive. Or actually drive, I think, is something I want to do just a little bit. The rest I will do definitely later with another raw, because we all love a good raw, right? Let's use the multiband, because then we can bring up the high end a little bit more. Sounds super weird. Jesus. A little bit of noise. Why not? Okay, now we definitely need at least some sort of EQing work on. Regarding delay, what also sometimes is nice, I like to use a filter delay in combination with the regular delay. That also makes the sound a little bit brighter, or like more wide in the stereo field. Actually, let's leave it like that, because why not? Now we could also start to perform on that stuff, like opening filters, playing around, bringing out elements. So let's quickly do that. And yeah, that's it for today's video. A little bit of a different style, but I really like this explorative approach, and I definitely learned a lot by limiting myself just using 909 sounds. If you like that kind of format, let me know, and I will do some more explorative sessions in the future. I would really love to do that. So just drop me a comment if you enjoyed today's video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the next one. Till then, stay creative and have a great week. Bye-bye.